Hey everyone, Michelle Alexandria coming at you with another video. Today is that day, people, when I finally take a look at the 85-inch TCL QM8 television. This is a mini LED TV, and what makes this TV so special is the price. And I'm only going to mention the price once in this review, because for me, I want what I want and I don't care about the price. But for this TV, the price is stunning. I paid $21.99 for this TV, and it came from Best Buy. The TV supports everything. The TV supports HDR10, HDR10 Plus, Dolby Vision, Dolby Vision Gaming, HDR10 Plus Gaming. There are 4 HDMI ports on the back, 2 of which are HDMI 2.1 ports. One of those ports supports 144 megahertz, whatever, and the other supports a full 120. And the nice thing is, they separated out the ARC port. So the ARC port is its own separate port, which is HDMI 3, I think it is. So there's actually 2 dedicated HDR ports. So I wish more manufacturers like Sony would do this. If you're only going to give us 2 HDMI ports, then make sure the HDMI ARC port is totally separate. That setup I can live with. So from a feature perspective, this TV tits off everything has everything you could possibly want. It even supports DTS, Dolby and Dolby Atmos surround sound. Out of the box, the audio is the best audio speakers I've ever heard on a TV, ever. and it was so funny because for like 3 days of ownership of this TV, I forgot that I didn't turn on my soundbar. I thought I was listening to my soundbar for 3 whole days when I was like, whoa, it's the TV. Now, the one area, there are a couple of major issues with this TV that I'm going to go into in a few minutes. But one major issue with this TV is the setup. I love the fact that this TV has a center stand. So it actually works very well within my setup, and it has a center stand, and my soundbar kind of blocks the lower end of the TV, but it's still high enough off the stand where that does not impact anything. So from that perspective, it's great. It has a really nice, a nice remote, probably one of the best remotes I've ever owned. It feels nice in my hand. It feels kind of like a premium remote, even though it's a plastic remote, and it's a nice size. It automatically lights up in the dark. Let me see if I can show you that. So this is the remote. When you pick it up, it lights up. It has several different preset buttons, which are for Netflix, YouTube, and the Apple TV, and a couple of other things. So that's very nice. I really like the remote. It operates on Google TV. So if you go over here to Google TV, oh wow, why is that? Why is there a delay? Oh, people, what was that? So that's the first time I've had an issue with this TV in like 2 weeks, in my nearly month ownership. Was that delay was a little bit scary. That was a little bit scary there, but the Google TV has been fine for me. It works fairly well. But what you care about is the picture quality. The picture quality on this TV is outstanding. The picture quality, the picture quality on this TV is brilliant. It's about as OLED a TV as, I don't want that orange toad on my picture. This TV is about as OLED as you can get without it being OLED. And by that I mean the blacks are really deep and really nicely realized. I mean, if you look how bright and punchy the picture is, while at the same time the black level is on point. And when you look at my settings, if you go, and normally I don't show my settings, but for this one time, I'm going to show you my settings, because under my settings, oh, for this one, oh, this is HDR10. That's why. But normally on my settings, I actually toned down the settings. I had the settings on this TV set to about 60, with my black level set to about 39 or 40, and that gets you an OLED-like performance. And I've been really neat, and as many of you know, I'm very sensitive to. I'm very sensitive to light bleed and blooming and everything else, which is why I don't like LCD TVs, generally speaking, because you could be watching something in full screen like this, and then you turn on some subtitles or watch a movie, and the TV falls apart. I would tell you right now, this TV has been rock solid. I honestly never miss my S95C or LG TV with this TV. It's just been a brilliant experience. The problem with this TV, and here, let me switch to something else. Here, I'll show you guys me flying the airplane. Yes, people, I flew this plane. So let me switch over here. Suddenly, things are like, oh, my hair is all messed up. But I flew this plane, people. So anyway, so the TV does a great job with brightness. And here, this is when I can show you what my settings are. So you see how bright this picture is. Now, if you open up the settings, I am just failing here. Let me just open up my settings. I have it in movie mode, and I have my brightness set to 61. Now, the problem with this TV, there are two problems with it, two major issues with this TV. One, and they're both related to each other. One, the colors are really brilliant on this TV. They just pop and shine. And I know you can't tell because the iPhone overcorrects. So on the iPhone, it looks, that red looks orangey, but in real life, it looks bright red. It doesn't look as orangey as it does on this video. So it's a brilliant TV. It's really, I never had an issue with any upscaling. It upscales much, but I think it upscales much better than the Samsung S95C. And it also does a better job of delivering depth of field. And that is one of the great things about this TV. And like I said, I've been watching a whole lot of K-drama lately, and all of that information, all of those shows feature something. I don't know why everything's taking so long to switch right now. Because believe me, when I watch a real content, it doesn't take this long to switch between different formats. So that's kind of frustrating. But look at that picture. Yes, there's some black crushing, but I'm not one who's overly sensitive to black crush, simply because I just assume that's kind of part of what the director wanted, or just part of how it was shot. So, and normally, if you see black crush, it's only for a few seconds. So for me, black crush isn't necessarily a deal breaker. But yeah, everything on this TV is just brilliant. It's my favorite TV. Now, when you're coming from a 77-inch to an 85-inch TV, I believe the height. I was expecting like this huge, like, wow, that's amazingly big and immersive. But honestly, I never felt that with this TV. I never felt like going from 77 to 85 made a huge difference for me. However, I like it. I'm not going to say no to it, and especially for the price I paid for this TV, it's well worth it. Now, with all of that said, I unfortunately had to return the TV for one key reason. Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus on this TV suck. It's horrible. I don't know if it's broken or if it's how the TV actually is. I haven't seen anyone report on it, but what happens is when you, I wish I could show you this, but I can't. I don't have any content that won't get me flagged. But when the TV switches over to HDR 10 plus or Dolby Vision mode, it automatically goes dark, and it takes out all the color pop of this TV. Everything that this TV does well is completely destroyed in HDR 10 plus and Dolby Vision mode. And unfortunately, the TV doesn't give you too many settings, especially in those two high dynamic range formats, where you can actually change it, where you can get it brighter, where you can make it bring back the punch and the pop. It's as if the TV forces you into filmmaker mode, and it sucks all the color out of the picture, and it adds like this weird sheen over everything, and this haze over it. So while the picture is still watchable, and you can still get a lot of enjoyment out of it, if you're one of those type of people who like calibrated modes, I'm not that person. I don't like calibrated. I don't like the calibrated look. I think it looks drab and lifeless and dead. And that's exactly what this TV does. And it doesn't matter if you switch it between Dolby Vision IQ, Dolby Vision Bright, and Dolby Vision like movie mode. It still has the same bland look to it. And the same thing goes with HDR 10 plus. Regular HDR looks perfectly fine, but I don't want to have to be switching my settings in iTunes and on my Blu-ray player and on my Apple TV to force it into HD. Wow, that looked amazing. But so yeah, for that reason alone, I'm returning this TV, and it really sucks because I love this TV so much. I'm actually going to end up getting the Samsung S90C simply because it's OLED, and that TV is actually had an amazing Labor Day sale of $2,600. So at that point, yeah, you got to go for that. But I'm going to miss Dolby Vision, and sadly on this TV, that was the main reason why I swapped from the Samsung S95C to the LG G3 to this. And I'm not going to go into the story of why I ended up returning the LG G3. Mainly it was because Best Buy screwed up my order. They didn't give me my they screwed up my order. They did not give me my Total Tech benefits, including my free Total Tech Geek Squad protection plan on that. So I had to basically just zero out the order, have them pick it up, and just start from scratch. And at that point, this TV was on sale for $21.99, and I really wanted to see what it was like to have an 85-inch TV and, a new LCD TV. And this TV, honestly, is probably my dream TV. I just wish the Dolby Vision and the HDR 10 Plus worked. And I don't want to go through the hassle of exchanging this for another one, only to find out that, yes, that HDR 10 Plus and Dolby Vision is working as TCL intended for it to work. So yeah, I'm very frustrated. Motion on this TV is outstanding. As you can see, I'm mesmerized by this right now. But yeah, I've loved every moment of this TV except for that. I will say, in the first 2 days of ownership, this TV was a little flaky. It was doing some weird color shifting things and some weird things, but a hard reset cleared off all those issues. And once all those issues were done, I haven't experienced any hiccups with this TV, other than the HDR 10 Plus and the Dolby Vision, which honestly, based on my watching of the last month, I probably only watched about 10 or 15% of my content is actually going to be in Dolby Vision, and it's going to be Dolby Vision content. But then when I want to watch it, I want to watch it and I want to enjoy it. But like I said, I've been obsessed over K-dramas in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, King the Lad, people, on King the Lad on Netflix. Watch it. Awesome show. Boss of Me on Netflix. Really enjoyed it, but I'm into K-dramas right now. But yeah, this TV is absolutely stunning. I mean, look at that. Look at how the blacks are versus the bright, bright whites. And the most amazing thing about this TV, after owning an OLED for 10 years, it is so nice not having to worry about the ABL or any of the ABL or burn-in or any of that nonsense. I know that my TV is going to be as bright now as I watch it in the morning, and then it's going to maintain its brightness no matter how long I watch it. I don't have to worry about ABL or any of that kind of stuff, which I never worried about which I never actually worried about with my LG TVs, because I didn't experience aggressive dimming with that. I experienced aggressive dimming with, and let me find something else. I experienced aggressive dimming with the S95C. That was the other reason why I did not like that TV at all, because I thought, the upscaling was terrible. I thought the upscaling was terrible on the S95C, and I also thought there wasn't a sense of depth to the picture. There was a lot of color pop, but I didn't see a lot of separation between the picture and the background like I do on this TV. And with this TV, you could get this TV a lot more poppy if you want, because again, if you go into the settings, like I said, I only had the brightness at 61. I could push that brightness all the way up to, and I had the black level up to 44, and I don't even have much dynamic contrast. So you see how bright that picture is? Look how bright that picture is. That is stunning. Now, and for colors, I don't even have the color set all that high. So if you look at color, I have color set to 58. You can set that color way up to like 100 and really oversaturate that color if you want. So look at that. That's Samsung color right there. That's Samsung style color. So my advice to you all is, this is the TV to get. Not the Samsung S95C, not the LG G3, not the Sony A95L. I would tell you all to run out and get yourself the TCL QM8, because I know I'm returning it, but I have very specific needs in HDR10 Plus. HDR10 Plus is one of those needs that I really want to get, because wow, just look at that. Look at how beautiful that picture is. Look how colorful and punchy. And I've juiced the colors up to 100% on this one. And again, the colors don't look all that bad at 100. Oh, hold on, let me turn that back on. And the colors don't look all that bad juiced all the way up. But, you probably don't want it to be all juiced up. But yeah, the settings on this TV are pretty limited. There's not much you can do. Although, what I will say is, if you go to expert calibration mode, that opens everything up for you on setting the TV. I'm just no good at knowing how to really properly set this, but you do have the option to do your 2-point settings, where you can actually do your all your different color RGB, where you do all your RGB settings. I just don't have the inclination to do all of that on my TV. I just want to be able to set it and forget it. But this is about all you can do with all your color changes, and you can't even do this once you go into HDR modes, which is really frustrating, because if I had access to this, then maybe I could fix that haze issue, but the haze issue is big for me. That is just a big issue for me, and that's the main reason why I'm returning it. But I wish I didn't have to, because the size is beautiful. I love the build quality on this TV. It's brilliant. I I'm just blown away by how good this is. And if I was to say anything, I would say this TV looks somewhere between like a LG G2 actually to me. And it looks like an LG G2 only at 85 inch without the issue of and I love the white point. The one thing I'm really going to miss going back to OLED is I'm going to miss this brilliant white point. I know people always talk about the importance of white points, and I never really gave it that much to it, but after experiencing a proper white point for a month with this TV, I get it now. I get it. And I don't want to go back to the pinkish tint like QD OLED. But at $2,600, that's a hell of a deal. So I might as well just get that and be happy for a while. I just wish the HDR10 Plus, it sucks. I wish the HDR10 Plus really worked on this TV. Because if it did, this would be my dream TV. Everything about it has been almost perfect. I mean, except during this video where you saw some stuttering when it was thinking about switching modes and stuff. It wasn't doing any of that stuff before. So that was just doing it during this video. But in real, other than doing this video, it never stuttered in terms of like switching between different modes and launching content. So maybe there's still some lingering effects. So my internet been out for over a week. Yes, people, my internet went out for almost a week and a half. So I just now got internet back. But yep, this TV is going back. But I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to OLED. I want to keep this TV. But without knowing if TCL is going to fix that HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision issue, I can't keep it. So anyway, talk to you guys later. But wow, just look at that. Look at that. It's brilliant. So talk to you guys later. Bye.